Welcome to Shells After Dark Archives, the podcast where the veil between the known and the unknown is lifted. I'm your host Shell, and I'm here to guide you through the shadows of the supernatural. Here, we dive into chilling stories, unexplained mysteries, and real-life encounters with the paranormal. But this isn't just about storytelling, it's about the people behind the experiences. From ghost hunters to psychic mediums, UFO researchers to cryptid trackers, I'll be sitting down with those who dare to explore the strange and unusual. So, whether you're a skeptic, a believer, or just curious, get ready to embrace the unknown. Turn off the lights, settle in, and prepare to journey into the After Dark archives. Hi everyone, welcome back to another episode of Shell's Spooky Stories, the After Dark Archives. Tonight I am joined by Swailes from the Bell Witch podcast. Hello! Finally, we have you on the podcast.
I know, it's taken a while to pin me down.
I've managed to I think you've pinned me down and I've pinned you down because we were a bit like this at one stage. But we got there in the end, which is the main thing after all.
Podcasters have a busy life, I tell you.
We do, yeah. Yeah, I'm surprised. I mean, how many have I done this week alone? Like, by the end of Friday, I would have done 5.
Oh, she's on it. She's on it.
I'm trying to get ahead for Christmas. That's what it is. I want a break. So I'm trying to get as many in as possible so they can all be scheduled and put out without me having to do anything. So that's the plan anyway. As to whether that works or not, that's another story, isn't it? So what I want to do is, first of all, have a bit of an introduction to you. So if you could tell us what it is that you do, how you got into everything, and then we'll go from there.
Yeah, so I'm Swailes, the friendly green witch of the Bell Witch podcast. This is a witchcraft podcast, pretty much about anything I love and I'm interested in. So there's a little bit of ghosties on there. It's mostly about spirituality and living well, mental health and witchcraft. I'm just trying to fit in the 21st century. My tagline is witching in the 21st century. But it's quite a varied witch podcast, which I need. I need the variation. And yeah, I've always been spooky. My mum was a really gifted medium, psychic, tarot slinger back in the 80s and the 90s and the 2000s. And she was so gifted at it, really good. This was before the internet, so you couldn't go snooping, This was... She'd meet people and give them a reading at the bus stop, and that's how she made friends. Yeah. She was so good at it. And so I've always grown up with the spooky side of life. I was a goth when I was a teenager.
Yeah, same.
Still a bit of a goth now. You never lose it, do you?
Yeah. I don't know if you can see it. Yeah, I've got a goth Barbie sign there behind me. Behind
nice. Yeah, and then progressed into being a green witch about 10 years ago now and loving the life of witchcraft and magic and all that jazz.
Fab. So for those that don't know, what is a green witch? Because there's different types of witch, isn't there? There's so many, eclectic witch, white witch, what do they call it? Black witch, dark witch? I can't remember what one they...
Yeah, there's so many now. There is so many. And I would say a green witch is a witch that works very much with the earth and plants, gardening, herbal teas, and being quite mindful and hugging trees and all that typical stuff that comes to mind. It's not very complicated, which I just love that I can just sit on the fire with my feet on the grass, drink a bit of herbal tea, say a few words to the trees that surround me. And it makes me so happy. I mean, just daily grounding does wonders for your mental health.
It does, yeah, definitely. Yeah. I definitely don't get outside enough, but I have actually I've got it under my feet right now, is one of those grounding mats. Just because I don't get out enough, I was like, I need to do something, because if not, I am honestly... They're quite good, aren't they? I always feel quite chilled when I'm working.
I have mine next to the bed, so as soon as I get into bed, I put my feet on it for 5 minutes, and then as soon as I get up, I do it. So the idea is I ground in the morning and in the evening.
Yeah.
Try to help with inflammation of the body.
Yeah, I have found that really helpful, actually. I'm not by any means a health expert, but I know that with my conditions, a lot of the time when I'm sat at my desk for work, especially, I get really sore. And I've noticed since I've had this mat, like I've hardly had any pain whatsoever. And I've only just thought about that when you've mentioned that. And I was like, hang on a minute. I have not actually had much pain since this has happened.
Yeah,
Sleeping better,
amazing.
eating better, drinking better. Not drinking alcohol because I don't drink, but like fluids that you're meant to drink, like water, herbal teas. Yeah, it's made a massive difference.
It's not as good as the earth, obviously. It's not as good as
No,
getting your
no,
feet on the actual earth, but it
yeah,
is a close second best.
yeah. I just need to step outside more, but
Yeah.
the demands of jobs.
And kids.
Yeah, and I've got like no time concept whatsoever. So I like think, oh, at 10 o'clock I'll go for a quick walk, and then by the time I've looked, it's like, oh, it's 1 o'clock. That didn't happen.
That sounds like editing to me. When I'm editing, I'm like, I'll do an hour. Three and a
Yeah,
half hours later, it's midnight. It's like, bloody hell, I need to go to bed.
I know. Yeah, I'm quite glad that I have Tom for all of that because I think that would take up a massive chunk. I'm
It
bad
does.
enough just doing the thumbnails, to be honest. I'm just like, oh, I'll just do this and I'll do this, and it'll just take forever. But yeah, that is life. But I am. I am very into. I've said that 2026 is going to be my proper like fully into witch era because
Oh, yeah.
this year I've been dabbling.
I thought you were a witch, actually. I got
Yeah,
that vibe.
yeah. I don't openly say it, but I mean, a lot of people call me it, like in an endearing, nice way, not like, "Oh, you're such a witch,"
Yeah.
you know.
The old
But
school way.
yeah, just a horrible person. I know. Hopefully, they don't think that. But I mean, I've got like stuff around me in this room. I've just bought actually that Witch's Altar book, which is a really good book. I've got my witch diary for next year. I've got a
Oh,
witch calendar for next year, so I'm
oh,
going
very nice.
full in. I've got the Witch's Year of the Wheel up there. I've got all the things like set ready. But for me, it's always just been like crystals. I suppose working with nature. Um, I mean, as a developing medium, I kind of speak to like spirits and guides and work with them all the time. But yeah, it's interesting like how many different types of. I haven't found what kind of witch I am. Um, I think to me at the moment that doesn't seem important. I think that will come in time and maybe change throughout my years.
Oh,
But
it will change.
yeah,
Yeah.
I think a few people have said that. But I said something funny to my friend the other day actually about. She said, "Oh, I've got a few more years on you, um, so you'll probably be doing all of this when you're my age." And I said, "When I'm your age, I fully imagine that I'll be dancing naked under the sun, hair like flowing everywhere, and living in a wood somewhere."
Why wait? Why wait? That's
I
my
know.
answer.
Yeah, just do it now. My
Be a
husband
bog
would not
witch.
be surprised. He'd be like, "Oh, here she goes." It was funny actually when my in-laws came round today, and when they left, my father-in-law looked up at the moon, and we had dog walkers going past, and he went, "Michelle, it's a full moon tonight." I was like, "Oh, point out your local witch to everyone. It's fine." So I'm a bit out of the closet locally now.
Out of the broom closet.
Yeah. I'm
Nice.
stepping out into the world.
I'm here for it.
But it's fascinating. Like I've always loved listening to stuff about witches ever since I was little. Um, I think the first time I proper got into actual spirits um, was when a guy that went to boarding school, came back from boarding school, and my friend's brother, who was a bit older than us, had suddenly gone like really goth and really like interesting all of a sudden. And I was like, what's different with him? And I remember taking my dog for a walk in the woods, and I bumped into him. And I started talking to him, and he was telling me all about because he was doing something, and I was like, what are you doing? And he's like, oh, I'm a Wiccan. And I was like, what's one of them? And then we started having a conversation. Next thing I knew, I'd just gone around his house and he was showing me this Wiccan book with all these spells in and stuff. And I was like, oh my God, what is this magic? And that was it. I was hooked.
It's a bit dodgy. He went round his house though, wouldn't it? Even though he's a witch.
Yeah, I know.
That's a bit what?
Yeah, I've kind of got that thing where I don't gauge danger sometimes.
Oh my God. It helps that he was a witch. It does.
Yeah. I mean, I've known him like all my life. He'd grown up on the same street as me, so he wasn't really a stranger. But
yeah.
I mean, in hindsight, it probably wasn't the best idea. Like my mum was like, where have you been? I was like, oh, round, I won't say his name, round his house. He was showing me his altar. You know, yeah, like, oh, what's that?
Come round my house and come and look at my altar.
Yeah, come look at my altar. I've got some interesting books you like.
It's better than go see some puppies, isn't it?
Yeah. You don't have to use candy to get me around your house. Just say I've got an altar and a spell book and I'm in. So how long have you actually been practicing as a witch then? Would you say like all your life or?
No, it's interesting because I didn't make that connection to witchcraft until my first daughter was born, which is coming up to 10 years ago now.
Oh, okay.
This month. I was really angry throughout my teenage years and my 20s because my mum died when I was 19. And God. I felt really angry about life and the terrible cards I'd been dealt. So I wasn't ready, really. So sometimes I beat myself up, like, why didn't I think earlier? Because I love the craft and practical magic, and I feel like I knew witches were real. I'm sure I did.
Yeah.
Because in my mind, my mum was kind of a witch, although I didn't say it out loud. I just didn't make the connection, and it obviously wasn't the right time. But when I did make the connection, it made me so much better in my head. Like, my mental health is the best it's ever been now because of witchcraft and podcasting.
Yeah.
It's just, it fulfills my cup so much. It makes me really happy, and I can never imagine being any other way now apart from do witchcraft. It's just in my bones, in my fibres. It makes me complete. It's a lovely place to be, and it was definitely missing throughout my young life, so I'm glad I'm here now.
Yeah, well, we're all glad you're here too. But I completely relate to what you're saying about mental health, though, because I think a lot of the word witch, a lot of people instantly think of like the darker side of it, whereas actually so much about witchcraft is about learning about you, learning about what you've been through, how to heal yourself, how to work with what's around us, and, you know, meditation. And there's so many different elements to it, like thinking about working with, you know, the food that's in season and feeding yourself from that food. And it's all stuff that people used to just naturally do when we first became humans. You know, that's a whole nother story, like how we became humans or whatever. But but you know, it's all like, it's old natural ways. It's not, you know, I mean, there are people that do like weird stuff with it, but the majority that I've come in contact with anyway, or heard about, all do so much work on themselves to make them a better person, to do better things in the world.
Yeah, and there's the community as well. I think we're all aware of what they're calling the witch wound at the moment. Our women dobbed each other in it for the survival. So I do feel there's a mass movement at the moment to collectively heal that wound, and I love it. I'm really here for it. It's a big deal on my podcast where I'm often mentioning other witches, other podcasters, other businesses, you know, and lifting them up rather than the capitalism society going, oh, it's my competition. Oh, no, look, she's stealing my ideas, she's stealing my listeners. Like, no, all that needs to be binned, okay? There's enough success in the world for everybody, because I'm not you and you're not me, and we're completely different people. And there'll be people for you and there'll be people for me. So all that idea is just bullshit.
It is, yeah. You're not wrong. Yeah, I work in marketing as my full-time job, so I see it a lot. And the business that I work in is very masculine orientated. And we've had quite a few discussions. Luckily, my business partner, she's very spiritual as well. And we have this conversation quite a lot at the moment of like our daily battles against like masculine energy, and how we can kind of balance it with our feminine energy. And we're trying to kind of bring a new way to a very old business, I suppose, that's that way. But it is, you see it so much, like people just like, I want my idea to myself. Like, I'm not going to tell you how to be successful. Like, I want to be successful myself, but you can share ideas and help other people. I think that's the good bit about podcasting as well. Like, we've all help each other. Whether it be like, who are you using for your videos, or how do you do this on TikTok or whatever, is helping people is what life should be about, really, not competition.
It's all just capitalism, and it's
it is,
witchcraft bingo on my podcast. Like, can I mention nature, capitalism, running, spell work? Ghosts.
Ghosts are always welcome on this podcast. Always welcome the ghosts on here. As she says, an influx of ghosts comes in.
Yeah.
Not today, not right now.
the waiting, the ready.
Tell me about it. I'll be like, no, got boundaries. Stay at the door. Don't come in. Don't ruin it. So, with your podcast, how long have you been doing that for?
It'll be 3 years in March. Can you believe
that?
It's mad.
That's crazy.
It is hard, and it does take a lot of my time, because I do everything from start to finish. And only this past, I would say, 9 months, I've suddenly started to get a little bit of interest from people, and especially authors of books. They've started to message me saying, "Oh, can I come on?" Wow. And I think that's amazing. Like, people are valuing my offering now, and you don't do it for that, of course you don't, but it does help, doesn't it? It helps to be
if someone wanted to send me a book, I'd fully welcome it. I'm putting it out there now. This library needs filling.
Yeah, I know, and I love doing it. It makes me really happy, and I'm really proud of my creation. And it is witchcraft, and it does heal me. There's the whole like voice chakras activated, and I have a lot more love for my voice and myself and how I speak. And you get aware, don't you? Because I don't know if you edit yourself or you will hear yourself back.
Yeah, I hear myself back. Yeah,
you learn so much, don't you? From like, why do I say that, and my mannerisms, and like, I wonder what I'm trying to sort of push under the rug there. There's obviously something. And so I've got to know myself really well through magic and podcasting.
Yeah, that makes sense, because I noticed that when I watch things back, I'm like, well, why did I pause there rather than like asking that question? Like, why did I stop? What stopped me from saying that? Or like, what reserved me from like, so I start like analysing myself, like, what were you trying to like say?
Don't do that.
It's all for the good of becoming a better human.
That's it.
But yeah, you've done really well. You've been in the paper and stuff recently as well, haven't you? Like, you're getting local attention.
Yeah, I got into the Yorkshire Evening News.
Oh.
I was on the front page on Halloween in Samhain, and I was just like, what? I can't believe
that's amazing.
I was on the front page. That's pretty amazing.
Have you framed it and put it up? Because I would have.
I've got about 20 copies here. Like, I was buying them all at Morrison's.
I don't blame you. I would have been like, it's me.
I was so chuffed. It is lovely to get a bit of recognition. And if I'm honest, that is a thing for me. Like, I do need a little bit, not as much as I used to need, but it is nice to be a success, and people go, "Oh, have you heard about this witch in Leeds in Yorkshire?" And it's nice to have that. I mean, because you're Yorkshire as well, aren't you?
So I'm in Northumberland. I'm originally from Norfolk, but my husband's from Northumberland. So we decided to move up here and live here. So we've. I feel more at home here than I do in Norfolk, which is.
I can believe it.
Yeah, which is weird, but I think it's because I have such a like strong Scottish background that I know that I'm quite close to the motherland, I suppose.
Yeah.
Like I can hear the Celtics almost calling me. Like,
Not Northerners are ace. I love Northerners, me.
yeah. Honestly, when I moved here, my husband said this to someone the other day that came round. He went, I think when Shell moved here, she found it so weird because she'd take the dog for a walk and people would say hello to her.
Yeah.
I used to get really freaked out. I used to be like, what do they want? Like, are they going to mug me?
Anything.
Yeah, and there was just people like, morning, hello, how are you? And I was like, what do you want? Go away. Like, you can't have my bag. It's because I'm so southern. I just thought everyone was instantly going to, like, attack me. Which is weird, but I'm used to it now. Yeah, I think people up here are so, I don't know, it's just different. They're just so much more relaxed and, what's the word I'm looking for?
The community driven, I think.
Yeah, there's definitely that. Because I mean, in Norfolk, it's very like farm. Like if you think about the past of it, it's very like farm based, or towards the coast, it would have been fishing. But up north, you've got the whole mining thing, which used to be like massive communities. Everyone used to sort of look after everyone else's children, and it's just different. Like there wasn't really anything like that in Norfolk, especially where I was from.
I love it. I'm so proud to be Yorkshire. It is a big deal, but you could tell.
Yeah.
But Yorkshire people, if the Yorkshire can still tell you, and if they're not, and you ask them, they'll be insulted.
Yeah. My business partner is actually from Yorkshire originally, so I fully relate to what you're saying. I did go to Whitby recently, actually.
That's a bit gothy.
Yeah, I love it. I really felt like I'd found a second home there. I was like, oh, this is the best place on earth. That was like someone taking me to Disneyland equivalent. I was like, this is amazing.
And very haunted.
It is very haunted, yeah. Our hotel was apparently not haunted, but I can tell you it was.
They've got to say that.
Well, I did some research and I could see like the other places that were haunted because they came up and I was like, it doesn't say anything about this hotel. I cannot find a single thing about this hotel, yet it's one of the oldest there. I was like, somebody's got to be pulling my leg. There is something going on here.
That is
and
weird,
then,
isn't it?
Yeah, and then the first night we were there, I felt like something was round my neck, like pushing, and I was like, had a word with it and told it to bugger off. And then my best friend woke up and she said to me, she went, I had the weirdest dream last night that someone was like, had their hands around my neck. And I just looked at her and I was like, what? And then the following night, because we only stayed there a couple of nights, I heard what sounded like a child, because you can tell the child running compared to an adult running, up and down the corridor. And we were the only people in that bit of the hotel because it was being refurbished. So the other rooms were being painted. We could see the people painting them in the morning when we got up. And it was 2 a.m. And I was like, well, who's letting their kid run around at 2 a.m? And then I was like, we've been here for like 2 days and I've not seen a single child, like not even a single child in Whitby, let alone in our hotel. I was like, so who is this kid? And I was like, no, there's no other answer than that's a ghost. I was like, that's just got to be a ghost. But weirdly, I didn't actually get up to open the door to have a look, which I'm kind of disappointed about in myself. But I think it's because I was tired and I just wanted to go back to sleep.
So did you get any feeling about who it was, the kid?
No, I think because I was so tired,
yeah.
I was like not tuning in enough to. I was just like, who the hell is letting their kid run around at 2 a.m? And then I obviously, yeah, and then I like put my head on the pillow to try and get back to sleep, and I was like, hang on a minute, I've not seen a single child since I've been here. And then I was like, no, just close your eyes, don't think about it too much, because I didn't want to invite it in.
Yeah, it's funny because I had something similar to that in October just recently. Ooh. I just finished at the Independent Podcast Awards, and I walked home to my hostel, which are like midnight after. So I had a few wines, but I wasn't drunk. I was just all right. And I sat out for a bit and tried to kind of come down because you wine out. And I got in bed, and I'm in a room with 4 other women because it's a hostel, right? So I'm not on my own. And I was laid there trying to sleep, and you can't ever sleep really because there's other people in the room.
Yeah.
And I felt these little hands come round me. Like, it was really weird. It was as if they'd pushed the little hands under my body and I had my back to them.
Oh.
And my eyes sprung up and I went, what the hell was that?
Yeah.
What the hell? And I kind of worried about it for maybe half an hour and then tried to get to sleep again. And then as I was just drifting off, I felt it again. And I felt it sort of like, instead of doing that, they were doing that this time, which is like on both sides rather than underneath me.
Yeah.
And then I would have been like, oh my God, this place, it doesn't feel haunted, but maybe it is. And then on the way back, I forgot all about it until I got home the next night and said to my little girls, like, "Hiya, did you miss me? Did you miss me?" And my little girl went, "I always miss you, Mummy." And I went, "Oh, that's nice." And then she went, "I dreamt about you last night." Oh. So I were like, that's it then. That's what I felt. It was dreaming of me. It wasn't a ghost because I didn't feel like, oh my God, it's a ghost. But I absolutely did feel it twice. It was so real. I was a bit like, oh my God, to these women, Jonna.
But that's so magical.
Yeah, it was lovely.
Oh, that's really sweet. I'd like things like that. That's really cute. Like, I always feel like, I think I said this to Liam from the Spooky Shed the other day because we were talking about his granddad on the podcast, and because I was talking about granddad, my granddad's like in spirit and he's always around. And the minute I mention him, he'll probably do it again. I always feel like some pressure comes towards my back, and like it's almost like 2 hands have touched my back. Oh, yeah. And I always know it's him when I feel that, because it's the same as like when I used to hug him when I was a kid. It's that same energy, and it was I think it's weird how like energy works, isn't it? Like you can be in a dream, but me and my sister always have dreams that are the same, especially about our mum that's passed. We'll be like, oh, I had a weird dream about mum last night, and it'll be like on a certain date, like her birthday or something like that. And we'll talk to each other about the dream and it'll be exactly the same.
Yeah.
And that's kind of that energy, isn't it? That you're so connected that you can have that. It's not quite telepathic. I suppose it is in a way.
It is. It's weird. It is hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's hard to explain, but it's pretty damn cool.
And I get it with Reiki when I do Reiki clients. I remember that when I do Reiki, I get stuff from their guides or their aura, or it's always really random stuff that makes me go, am I just making this shit up? And I'm not.
Should I say it or not?
Yeah, and I just write it down now because I think they get a bit pissed off with me if I don't say it, if I don't tell them. And I remember there was this one woman I was doing and I could see her cutting out pieces of paper. That is a word for it, like really specific, gorgeous, detailed cutting. Yeah,
what is that called?
I have no idea. But I said to her, it's really weird. I can see this cardboard stuff. And she was like really shock horrid because she went, oh my gosh, I've just taken that up. I can't believe you've picked that up. And I would have been like, neither could I. That's just how it is. And there were this other fantastic, a couple of others. The one when I was doing a guy, and as soon as I put my hands on him, my mind started just counting down, going 10, 9, 8. And I've never done that before in my life. And when I told him, he was like, oh yeah, I'm a hypnotist. My trade is a hypnotist. I was a bit like, what?
That's crazy.
Mad. I know. And then this last time, this is the time, right? It's really impressive. I had a couple, 2 women, really tall and quite like sporty and stuff.
Yeah.
I put my hands on a girlfriend and she started crying, which isn't unusual, because Reiki,
the emotions,
energy and unblocks your chakras and stuff. And then afterwards, I'd written loads of stuff down. There was somebody, there was an old woman with me. I think she had right long nails, and she was a really lovely woman. And she was just sort of looking over me, going like, "What's she doing? What's all this?" Kind of taking the piss a little bit out of me. And this woman knew who she was. And then I think it was like, what was it now? When you say, I can't remember the words. It was like there was a saying, like you're never full or bottomless pit. That were it. I got the word bottomless pit, and in my mind it was her saying, "Oh, she's never full. You know, she eats a lot. Like she's right bottomless pit." And
Yeah.
when I mentioned bottomless pit, this woman gasped, and I went, "Oh, is that a thing?" And she went, "No. When you were touching me and I was crying, I felt like I was falling down a bottomless pit." And I was like,
Oh.
"Wow, that just proves how context isn't there. You get what you get, and you've got to
Yeah.
just give it, and the people you give it to will know the context."
Yeah.
So then few things always make me go, "I can actually do this, and I shouldn't doubt it." But
Yeah.
it just feels wild, doesn't it, that you think about these things like and have no idea what they are.
Yeah, it does. Like I work with my mediumship mentor, and we have this discussion quite a lot because she's like, just trust yourself, just say what you think, just say it. Because like 99% of the time, the first thing you think of is going to be the right thing because
Yeah.
that came to you first. And then I always sit there and she'll like pull up a random card and like want me to read the card rather than like know what the card means. She'll just be like, "What does that? What do you get? What do you get?"
In
And
tarot.
then yeah, and then I'll be like, "Oh, say whatever comes to me." But then I can tell when I think too much about it, I just
Yeah.
can't get anything, and I'm like, "No, I'm too in my head. We have to
Yep,
do
yep.
something else."
It's a
But
bit
it is
like a magic
hard.
eye, isn't it? Like when you see the magic
Yeah,
eye and you go, "Oh, found it," and then you look and it's gone.
yeah. I
It's a bit
had
like
it a
that.
minute ago.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're quite hard to do those things, aren't they?
But when
Because
you've got it, it's like I can see it, I
yeah,
can see it.
because they say that those exercises. How you read those is like how you also read auras. Like
Oh
it's the
yeah.
same training. Like you have to kind of look through the person rather than at the person,
Yeah.
which is quite hard to do sometimes.
Yeah, I can't do it. I'd love to do it. I have read books on it, but I don't seem to have that gift. Not right now, anyway. I might have it later on.
Yeah, it's interesting. I saw something recently where she was kind of saying, um, like you can just like take your hand and kind of stare through your hand, and then you can like spread your fingers, and you should see the energy.
Hmm.
But I think it just takes practice, like everything else.
Yeah, and you can feel it as well. Like when you're Reiki, if you put your hands
Mm,
together, you can feel, your aura pushing
yeah.
against the set. So it is there. It
Yeah,
absolutely is
I do
there.
that thing with our paranormal team. I got them to like rub their hands to create the energy, and then feel like the push in between. And
Yeah, I don't
yeah,
even have to rub them. I can feel it now, just there.
yeah,
It's
yeah.
mad, isn't it?
It's strange. It's very, very strange, but it's cool. It's
It is
very
cool
cool that we can do these things and help people. But
if
yeah,
they're open to it. Only if they're open to it.
yeah, that's the thing, isn't it? You have to. The struggle of being like a light worker or healer, like a natural, is that you always want to help everyone, but you
Mm-hmm.
have to learn the painful lesson that you can't help everyone. Not everyone wants help.
It's
And
true.
you also have to accept the fact that, people have free will and you can't butt your nose in where it's not wanted, like energetically.
Yeah, and it's not your responsibility to
No,
heal
no, yeah,
everybody you meet. I mean, you need, like, say, boundaries, your own boundaries, and you also need to protect your own energy field. And
mm,
I think as a witch, I'm really aware of my. I'm really protective over my energies and who I share space with and how much I
yeah,
give away to people. Whereas before, I used to be like, take everything as long as I'm popular. I'm not bothered. I want to
yeah,
help everybody I meet, but I'm really protective now, and I really enjoy my own company. So I
yeah, I do.
decline a lot of invitations. 10 years ago, I'd have been all over everything all the time, and then wonder why I'm so depressed.
Yeah. Why do I feel so drained?
Yeah, because you're giving yourself away with no boundaries.
Yeah. Now if I go to the supermarket, I'm like, why am I so drained?
I want to be at home
Yeah.
crocheting.
Why do I need to eat? I could just stay at home.
Yeah, it just gets stopped.
Too much, what do they call it? Too much peopling.
Too much people in. Yeah.
Yeah. But I can do like 5 podcasts a week and be fine.
It's because it's not real. It's you
Yeah, it's
behind the
virtual, it's
tech.
fine. Yeah, these people I speak to aren't real.
Do you get it though? Sometimes I do get guests, and I'm tired afterwards. Like they are unknowing energy
Mm,
vampires, and it isn't necessarily a bad thing. It's just like their energy fields, and sometimes a bit like, oh, I was going to edit, but I just need to go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a weird one, isn't it? Like, I haven't interviewed anyone that hasn't been nice, but there have been a few that I just feel more tired afterwards.
Yeah, and it's not necessarily a thing that they're even aware of and that can help. It's
Yeah.
just people's energies and where they are in their life at the time.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, energy is just such a crazy thing. And it also is so crazy that so many people aren't aware of it.
Yeah, I know.
You're just
Go
like,
around,
what?
do what they want, say what they want.
Yeah, you've got no idea what karmic energy you're putting out there. I always say it to my husband, I'm like, you're so glad you're just so lucky you've got me, because I really am your ticket into heaven. It's like, because there's no way you're getting there by yourself. I was like, the energy you put out sometimes is...
Yeah, needles to balance them.
It's like sometimes he says things, I'm like, no, you can't say that to somebody. He's like, they can't hear me. I'm like, oh.
Somebody can hear you.
Yeah,
Going
I can
somewhere.
hear you. That's bad enough. Oh, so funny. So you said that you had some, well, you said actually you've got quite a lot of spooky stories for us.
Oh, loads, because I grew up with it. So I was, when I was really young, I was quite scared because I knew my mum spoke to dead people. And people would come round his house on evenings for tarot card readings and palmistry and psychometry. And so my imagination used to run wild because that was only like single figures, you know. And I'd say I only really started to realise it wasn't anything to be scared of when I must have been about 14, 15. And I don't know if you've heard this story before. I've told it often now because it's one of my faves. But I remember coming home from school and I was on my own because mum worked. And I'd opened a can of beans and I was just stirring them on the cooker. And the TV were on and it was just some dribble afternoon stuff. It was just for the noise, really. And I heard somebody shout my name, like, Emma. And I kind of, stopped and go, oh, nah, and just carried on again.
Yeah.
And then I heard it again, but the panic was weird. It was like, this is definitely your name I'm calling. And I heard it again, so I stopped stirring and I had to go around the table and to the door. And as I put my hand on the door frame, this massive frame above the stove fell where I would have been stood and smashed into a million pieces.
Oh my God.
Into my beans. And I remember that being like a catalyst moment, like, blimey, somebody were seriously protecting me then.
Yeah.
From something or some fate, or because it would have been a trip to the A&E because it was a big, heavy, like, art geisha thing.
Yeah. Wow.
So I remember that one quite well. And I remember being on crappy brick mobile, when we were all like 16, messing about playing Snake.
Yeah, big old Motorola's or your Nokias, yeah.
Yeah. And my mum must have been doing something, I can't remember, but it was afternoon, like twilight, 5 p.m. in the autumn. And I was expecting my boyfriend at the time to come. So our gate, we had an old-fashioned metal gate that used to be on a bit of a tilt, so it used to smash closed, so you always knew when people were coming.
Yeah.
And I heard the gate open and close, so I jumped up, and I saw this little lad. I mean, at the time he wasn't a little lad because he was like my age, but this lad run up the garden path. It was a silhouette because it was really sunny, and I went, oh, he's here. My boyfriend at the time.
Yeah. So
I went round to the back door and waited, and he didn't come. I was a bit like, where's he gone?
Is he on a runner?
I know, so I was a bit like, what? I really did see, and I heard the gates smash.
Yeah.
So I went, so now we're like, it must have been a paper boy or a, like junk mail. So I went down to the front door because we didn't use the front door in them days. I don't know why.
Yeah, it's weird. Loads of people don't use their front doors. I don't get it.
So it's bad feng shui, but that's another thing.
Yeah.
And so there were no junk mail. So I said to my mum, I've just seen this boy come up our drive. And she said, oh, it's your brother. And I was a bit like, you what? Oh, no, it's your brother. And I didn't know. I was a bit like, what? Because I'm an only child.
Yeah.
Apparently, she got pregnant a few months before me and lost the baby, and it was a boy. And she's had this apparently she had this relationship with him in spirit, and I had no idea until this point. I was a bit like, what the hell? And the weird thing is, I know it's true, and I can't tell you why.
Yeah.
Like, it sounds so far-fetched and so like, oh, yeah, well, whatever. But I believe it. So
That's amazing.
that was a good one. Trying to think what else. There's my haunted Veruca story. This is a good one, isn't it?
I feel fully committed to this story already.
So I told this one to Danny Robbins in Uncanny Live at Bradford last year.
No way.
Yeah, on the mic. So yeah, I think it was like 8:00. My mum had a house full of mates downstairs because that's just the kind of lass she was. Like, people were drawn to her because of the gifts. They were all laughing and being loud and being obnoxious, and I was upstairs. And I had really bad verruca on my right foot, and could I shift it so they give you all, like the freezing cream, you got to wash it.
Yeah.
So I had my foot in the sink, just in my own little world. And my mum and the mates were downstairs, and I heard this coughing coming from her bedroom along the landing. And it was really like everyday real coughing, like there was somebody in her bedroom. And it sounded like they were trying to get phlegm up out the throat.
Yeah.
So I shit myself, ran downstairs, burst in and went, there's somebody in your room, I can hear somebody coughing. And she were like, go away, this is grown up time, you get to go to bed kind of thing. And I was like, no. There's I can hear it, and cool as a cucumber. She looked at me and she went, it's your granddad. He wants to know you're all right. Now, my granddad died about 6 months after I was born, so he only saw me as a baby. He was really ill with stomach cancer. And my mum was a daddy's girl, I think, by the sounds of it, from the stories I hear. So I must have gone white as a sheet and went, you what?
Yeah.
She went, don't worry, if you don't like it, just tell him you don't like it. Just say out loud or in your head, I don't like it. Please stop, Granddad. Yeah. I was a bit like, all right then.
Yeah.
Please come up with it. No, go on, you can do it. Go to bed. It's adult time, whatever. So I remember gingerly crawling back up the stairs, and it was quiet. And I put my right foot back in the sink and was, like tentatively listening and humming a little bit to try and calm the nerves. And I think about a minute in, it came back and I could hear it as before. And I don't know how I did it to this day, but I took my foot out the sink, tiptoed along the landing, went into her room, turned the light on straight away because we're not in a horror movie. And the coffin was still there, and it was really, really clear. So clear. It sounded like it was coming from down the side of a bed where a window is. So I somehow got the balls to climb over a double bed and look down at the carpet, and there was nothing there. I was so sure I was going to see like a burglar or something.
Yeah, just someone there going, hello.
Yeah. So I think I stood up and had a little bit of a panic attack. And then the weird thing was, it was as if somebody had put these headphones on my ears and the volume was being turned up. So the coughing, it felt like there were domes on my ears and it went really, really loud, almost deafening. To which point I was crying and going like, I'm really scared, Granddad. I just blurted it out. Please stop, I'm really scared. And I recall it just faded away like to nothing, to silence.
Wow.
I've got goosebumps. And that I swear on my kid's life happened. It was just such a weird experience. And I've never had anything like it since.
Wow.
And I wish I'd have dealt with it better. But I mean, I must have been young. I must have been like a young teenager.
Yeah, I mean, as someone who saw spirits when I was young, that's kind of normal behaviour. Like, we don't want to be like, oh yeah, hi. It's terrifying.
I'd be like, come and sit with me and have a cup of tea.
Oh yeah. Now I'd be like, just move in. It's fine. But there's. I mean, I probably slept the duvet over my head until I was probably about 32. Because I was so terrified.
You're like, you make a little hole and you're like,
especially in the summertime, and you're like, this is so hot, I'm gonna die, but I don't want to see anything. It's ridiculous. And now I willingly go into these places that are dark and, haunted. And I think it's brilliant. The world is a funny place, but yeah, I think that's a normal response for a child, especially if you know your grandparent is passed and they're like coughing in your mum's bedroom. It's not normal, is it?
I know. And I think that's how my mum got into it all, because he died when she was a young mum. I think she was 19 when she had me. And she was trying to connect to him, I guess. I mean, I didn't ask these questions, and I'll never know now because she died 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And it annoys me that I didn't ask, but I get the feeling like she used to connect with him via spirit and she used to go to spiritualist churches and do like courses on it, and would go have messages on an evening, on a Tuesday evening, when some did stand on the stage and go, I want to come to you and give you messages. So I did grow up going to spiritualist churches and playing with tarot cards, like making card towers out of tarot cards and drawing them, and so it was all really every day. And when she died, I was so sure she'd basically haunt me.
Yeah.
And I haven't heard a peep, and I can't quite grasp the reason why that is, because you'd expect her to be like, check this out, I'm a ghost. But maybe she can't. Maybe she's done the job and she's moved on, or I don't know what happens. But yeah,
it's a strange one. I have that with my mum who's passed. I was like, instantly thought, well, I can see spirits, I can hear spirits. Like, I speak to her dad all the time in spirit and know when he's about. So surely I'll be able to know when she's about. But not a dicky bird.
It's so weird. There must be a reason.
I think it's because my stance on it is, I mean, this might be just me and not like a general thing, but I think for me, I know that if I did see her or have her in spirit, I think it would be too much for me, because I want her here so much that if she came through, I'd be too emotional, and I'd probably it would maybe put me back to where I was when she passed.
Yeah.
Because I'd kind of be experiencing again, because I've kind of, I wouldn't say got used to her not being here, but I've kind of gone through a process, like the grieving process, I suppose. And now I'm kind of navigating my way through life without her here. So if I was able to feel her or speak to her as a spirit, I'd be in that place where she's here. And then I'd be like, I have to get my head around the fact that she's not here, that she is a spirit. So if she went again and didn't come back for like a year, I'd probably go through that grieving process again and be like, well, why is she not here? So I think that's personally why she hasn't appeared to me.
Yeah, and I think there is that, and also maybe there's some sort of tether that you can't, if you're right close to the living, maybe you can't come back, because I don't know, maybe you can never then leave or something. There's some, I think there is some other thing like that. It's funny how your intuition deep down inside, you know a lot of stuff. You hear things and you go, I know that's true, I don't know how. I think there is something about your next of kin. Maybe spirits struggle to get too close to them because there's a risk there for them. Maybe they become earthbound, or...
Well, it might be really hard for them as well, that they can see their children but not be with their children anymore.
Yeah.
It's probably the same way, I suppose.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I guess we won't know until we're in that situation ourselves.
And I don't want to be in it anywhere soon, I'm just saying.
No. Yeah, just... my work is not done yet.
Yeah, and I think if we were here now, my life would be incredibly different, because we did have a bit of a shocking relationship, because we were both quite intense, and she had mental health issues. And I think she knew she was going to die young. She did, which kind of scares me quite a bit, because she had this amazing life insurance that kept paying out for like 2.5 years after she died, and it was like £800 every 2 months or something crazy.
Wow.
like that. And then there'd be another one that just rocks up a year down the line, like, oh, you've got this mini one from this work, and you've got this mini one from this bank, and it was like,
Yeah.
who does that? She didn't even, she
Yeah.
wasn't even 40 when she died, and she had all this amazing life insurance, so she knew she was going to die.
She wanted to make sure that everyone was all right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She used to know that I'd have 2 children, but she didn't know what they would be. And I was talking to my husband about this, and he said, well, maybe they can only see timeline that they're in, and then when they die, because they're no longer in this timeline, maybe that was too far for her to grasp with all her talent. So I was a bit like, oh, that's a really cool way of looking at it. Can you see timelines that are past your existence? Probably not.
Yeah. That is an interesting one. I think timelines are wild.
I love the 2D, there's a 3D and the 5D. Oh, yeah, I like that.
Yeah. I'm definitely more on the 5D these days.
Yeah, I'm totally the 5D. It's varying on the conspiracy thing, but I really enjoy the discussion because there is 2 types of people at the moment.
Mm-hmm.
Us lot that are really aware of our impact and the state of the earth and war and death.
What's really going on.
And then like Trump supporters.
Yeah.
And people who believe the BBC and they're all right in the little bubble, you know, their privilege is fine. And it's just like, wow.
Yeah.
See you later, 3D.
Yeah. I mean, I haven't watched the news since 2013. And that was probably the best thing that I've ever done for my mental health.
Yeah.
Just saying, people. Switch the TV off.
It's no good for you, no good for your soul, no good for your spirit.
No. It's just constant negativity, isn't it?
Yeah. You don't need to know it. It's good to be aware of the stuff, but you need to get it from the correct places.
Yeah,
on the ground from people who are suffering, you know, like in Palestine and stuff. We don't believe the garbage we get given mainstream.
Yeah. I always said like
different podcast.
Yeah, that is, yeah. I think what was it I used to say to my in-laws? If they can make things happen in movies with green screens, how do we know what we're watching on TV isn't a movie?
Yeah. And now AI making videos that I don't know if they're real or not. Like, I've no idea these days.
Yeah, it's weird, isn't it?
It's
really
scary.
weird.
Like, AI scares me to death.
Yeah.
Like, I need more human connection, not less human connection.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I mean, I use it quite a bit, but it's only because with having my brain working the way it does, I have a hell of a lot of ideas up here in this little brain. And sometimes when I articulate those ideas, if I was to write it down, it would be a jumbled mess. But if I can take that jumbled mess, put it into AI, and then AI can like give me a structure around this idea that I've got and make it make sense. I also am not very good at reading emails because I don't know the tone of that person or what they're trying to put forward. So sometimes I put that email into AI and I'm like, what is this person trying to actually say to me? And how do I respond without being like, what the hell are you talking about? You know, that kind of thing. It's really helpful. Or if I want to create an image for, like we've used it on the stories loads, and it helps to create that story atmosphere. But also as a person, you want that connection with people and for people to be people and help people and, you know, have that community side of it. Yeah. It's a very I think this is like everything, there's good sides and there's bad sides, isn't there? It's the whole yin and yang of it.
People are just using it too much for everything. Like asking it everything all the time. It's like, why don't you ask an actual human? I mean, I'm sure humans can help with these jobs. I'm sure somebody could help you make sense of an email, like your friend or something, rather than being like, AI, what does this mean?
Yeah.
You know, ask them, they'll help. They want to help your friend.
Yeah. I think my friends would get a bit pissed off if I kept sending them emails. They would be like, can you just tell me what the tone of this person is? They'd be like, just answer the email. I'd be like,
I'm
but
always
how?
doing it, me.
Yeah. I'm like, how do I answer it if I don't know what they're trying to say? It's very, I think for neurodivergent people, it's very helpful.
Yeah, but don't be asking it about like your future husbands or like, you know, stuff like that.
It's not a fortune teller.
Yeah, exactly. And I hear this all the time. People who are into this side of life, like spiritualism and stuff, are starting to ask AI about their futures and do tarot card readings and stuff. And it's like, no, you need actual people for that. Like, we can do this. Ask the people.
Yeah, I'm not sure how I feel about that one. I'm conflicted.
Oh no, I hate it. I'm well against it. I'm terrible, mate. I proper slag off AI on my podcast. I'm really against it. I mean, because of the, you know, the melting the ice caps and the giant machines and up in the North Pole,
the battery
and all that.
power behind
like,
and stuff.
When I think about it, it just makes me go, oh.
Yeah, there is that aspect to it. But I always say, like, I mean, it might just be me trying to make myself feel better about it, but
you can't know it now.
Yeah, it's your intention behind what you're using. Like, if you could use it to do better in the world, it's that whole like superhero thing, isn't it? Using your powers for good, not evil. Like, if you could use it in a way that's going to make a big difference in the world and save a planet or something, or save, you know, whatever, a polar bear, for example.
Yeah, it is helping like medicine and doctors and stuff.
Yeah.
But I think I do worry that there's more darkness to it at the moment because of the way it's being used, because it's just being used like fast food. It's just junk. Like, it's just giving me junk. And everywhere I go, it's like I can't really take this seriously because I don't know if it's true or not. And I think we're being hoodwinked as like a nation. It's not good.
Yeah, I know what you mean. See, I was before we came on the podcast, I had like a few moments because obviously I got the time wrong, didn't I? But I was actually on TikTok, and do you know what I found myself watching that was really just wonderful? Is people adopting puppies that have been in rescue centres.
Ah, that's lovely.
It was the most uplifting thing ever, and I was like, I need to watch more of this.
Yeah,
because it just made me feel so good.
I really like them people that rescue pigeons' feet. Have you seen them? They've got like a little stitch picker. There's this guy in, I think he's in Manchester, and he feeds the pigeons. He takes his time to catch one and undo all the hair and twine around the little feet.
Oh, okay.
Beautifully, and like give them cream and then set them free. And I love that content. I'm like, give me more of this content.
Oh, see, I actually thought you meant like he was just taking pigeons' feet.
Oh, right, yeah.
Like, what?
Like the child snatcher.
Yeah, I just get this pigeon and I take the feet and just make a little collection. I can forgive
you for that because we are witches and that used to be a thing, I'm sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because loads of people have like taxidermied like bird, like crow or raven feet and stuff like that, don't they?
They do. I think I've actually had one somewhere in my witch stuff.
I fell in love with, I went to an antique place and there was a massive raven that had been taxidermied and it was on top of these really old Bibles. And I was like, that's the most beautiful thing I've ever seen that's kind of dead.
Did you buy it? Tell me you bought it.
Well, I would have, because I was like, it was right up high and I'm like 5'4", so I can't see up that high, the price tags. And I was like, the friend who I was with, I was like, Mike, tell me how much that is. He was like, it's a dead thing. Why do you want it? I went, just tell me. I was like, get really passionate about that. Just tell me how much it is. And it was like £450.
Sounds about right.
And I was like, oh, I can't afford it.
Do you do clan?
I was like, oh, can I fit it under my jumper? Is that, it's like, can I take it with me? Yeah, I had to leave it where it was, unfortunately. But I still think about that to this day.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah, I would as well.
They're just so expensive, but they're so beautiful.
It's because it's an old talent that's becoming rare, so it's expensive now, yeah.
I'd quite like to learn how to do that, as weird as that sounds.
I would as well. I would love to. I've got loads of dead things around my house, like skulls and all sorts.
Yeah, I think that's like a proper witchy thing, is it? That we kind of see the beauty in death, and like that was a living thing, and we want to like honour it and give it a home, a little space to
it's
be.
important how it died, I suppose, isn't it? I suppose we'll never know, but again, you might get vibes like, did it have a nice life, or was it shot to be stuffed? In which case, I don't want it, but if it's died against the road of natural causes, then yeah, I'll have it.
Yeah. They are lovely things. Yeah. I used to be one of those kids that used to pick up like all sorts of weird things, and my big thing was mice and voles and stuff. I used to think I was rescuing them from the woods, especially if I'd seen like a cat around, and I'd pick them up, especially if they had like little injured limbs or something, and I'd just like carry them home, and I'd put them in this little shoebox with holes in, and I'd put them like under my bed, and I'd feed them and stuff. My mum never had a clue that I did that. And I used to do it for years. There were mice in the house, voles in the house, rats in the house, all sorts of things.
Did they live? Did they?
Yeah. I like nursed them and then set them free.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I'm amazed they lived.
But she never had a single Scooby that they were under the bed. So, yeah, weird. Kind of weird kid I was.
It's great. No, I'm amazed that you kept them alive. I learned a very harsh lesson when I was a kid. When there were a bird's nest with I think they were robins, and I just wanted it, so I stole a bird, and of course it died. I was really little, but I remember learning, really severely, like I caused that death. I'm really sorry. Like I was so sorry that I'd done it, because I was like trying to feed it worms and stuff, and of course it wasn't gonna do it because it was a bird. I wrote a poem about it and entered it into a competition, and I nearly won.
Oh, well, at least you honoured that bird, and turned it into a thing. Yeah.
I think about that memory often, like how much I learned at my tender young age of probably about 6. Really young.
Kids do crazy things, though, don't we? But we learn our lessons through these wild times.
Never did it again. Didn't touch the bird's nest ever.
Yeah. I had it's probably a horrible story. We went to what was it? So when we were at boarding school, we had to go for this like weekend somewhere that was like, it was pretty much like an army assault course. That's the only thing that I can describe it as.
Oh my God.
Yeah, bizarre. Like I already felt I was going to prison. You didn't have to make it like that. But we went to this like air rifle range or something. And me being me, I get very distracted very easily. I also don't really have a clue what my hands are doing half the time. So I was meant to shoot this target, happened to see a bird, obviously looked at the bird, didn't realise that I was pointing what I had in my hands at the bird. And I also didn't realise what my hands or fingers were doing. And I ended up accidentally shooting that bird. And every time I went anywhere, I was convinced that blackbirds were after me.
Remembered.
Yeah, and I was like, oh. But now, every time I see a bird, I'm like, hello, Mr. Bird. Hello, Mr. Crow. And I have a little chat with them. But my sister, this was the same time that, it was a couple of years later that film Jeepers Creepers came out with all the birds. And my sister used to like be outside my room going, caw, caw. Like, I was like, shut up.
I think that's quite impressive, though, that you actually hunted a bird.
Yeah, I mean, my first time using a gun, and I actually got killed. But that's the like.
I think that's quite. It's really hard to do.
It is hard to do, but apparently, if you just don't pay attention, it's quite easy to do.
Hence why we don't have guns.
Yeah. I don't know if anyone knew that, but they're actually quite dangerous. Yeah. But I honestly felt absolutely terrible about it. I feel terrible about it now. I know I joke about it, but I honestly do. Like every time I see a bird, I'm like, you're beautiful. I love you. And I feed them and I look after them. And because that one incident tortured me.
I can relate. It's like the Dead Birds Club or something.
Yeah, we should start a club.
Dead birds.
Yeah, but what
Dead
you have to
Bums
do
Club.
now is you have to like pick a bird. That bird will be your god from now on, and you have to worship it.
Ask for forgiveness of the god
Yeah,
bird.
yeah.
Bloody hell. Bit dark, isn't it? Bit
It took a weird turn, but here we are.
dark.
We started all lovely and fluffy, and now we've gone to like the dark side.
Well, witchcraft's all about balance.
It is. That's very true. That's a good point to make. So, my final question to you is: we all become spirits at some point, whether we know it or not. Who knows? That's a whole nother podcast. But what would you want to be remembered as?
Probably a really friendly witch that had a podcast. Yeah.
Like Casper the Friendly Witch.
Yeah, I know, yeah. I think, and that's one of the reasons why I do podcasting, because I like the idea after I snuff it, my kids can hopefully still hear me talking.
Yeah.
And
God,
I really
can you imagine if
that.
they found this episode and it'd be like, they kill birds!
But I love the idea that they can always hear me when they're feeling like they're missing me. I wish I had that with my mum. So,
yeah.
Known for that, I think.
Yeah, that's a good thing. I think, yeah, that's kind of something I learned from the passing of my mum, is that she was so gifted in so many ways, but she never got that chance to actually, or she didn't believe in herself as well, to actually do what she wanted to do in life. So since that moment, I've kind of pretty much been, fuck it. If I've got an idea, I'm going to do it. Because I want to like make sure that I go to the grave with like knowing I've done whatever I could to actually do something with the time that I've got.
Yeah, because you don't realise, do you? I think when you experience mortality quite young, you understand how it can all just end in an instant. And there's nothing left of her because it was pre-internet. You know, there's no online records of her. I mean, I do have like a lock of her hair, but she were cremated. So that every so often I have to stop and think, she physically doesn't exist at all in this world. How wild is that? I knew a person, I loved them, they died, and now they're just not there. That is a massive. Every so often it just takes me back.
Yeah, I think that a lot about spirits, and like when I read about ghost stories and stuff, I always think like, I mean, that's kind of why I do what I do, and with the paranormal investigating and the stories and stuff, is because they were people at some stage. You know, what I say is like every haunting has a heartbeat, is because they had a life. They were somebody's daughter, somebody's brother, somebody's, you know, aunt, uncle, whatever, child. You know, they were somebody. So it's a shame that when they do pass, they just disappear and like forgotten. So it's nice to like carry the stories forward and give like that moment or person some kind of like honour that person in a way.
Yeah, unless you become a right famous ghost and everybody knows who you are.
Yeah,
imagine like a proper legend ghost.
that would be quite cool. Yeah, I'm gonna try and make that happen. Like the day that I do actually pass away, I'm gonna make that happen. I'm gonna become the most famous ghost ever to live.
Legendary ghost.
Yeah,
looking back, going like, look at my amazing life. People are still talking about me, and it's been a century.
Yeah, check me out.
Oh, good. Brilliant.
Yeah, that would be a good one. That would be a good one. So how can everyone get hold of you if they want to come listen to your podcast, find you on social media, etc., etc.?
I am all over the shop. I'm audio only. I am on YouTube, but it's just a thumbnail with a soundbar. The Bell Witch podcast, separated by underscores on Instagram. And you can Google the Bell Witch podcast. I'm on all the host platforms you can think of, and some you've never heard of, because I spend my entire life searching myself, Googling myself to see where I turn up.
I like it.
But I love to connect, and if you listen to this and you want to come on and talk to me about spooky stuff or witchy stuff, or, you know, like spirituality, witch business, anything at all, I'm here for it. So do reach out to me. email me on the bellwitchpodcast@yahoo.com. And
I like
let's connect.
Fabulous. I mean, I will put everything in the description anyway, but we all know that nobody checks there.
That is true. Nobody can be asked. They're just the sound. It's all about
now
sound.
I've said that, the person's going to be like...
Yeah, well, look, I'll prove you wrong.
Yeah, that will teach you. Well, thank you so much for joining me. It's been a while to get you on, but I've really enjoyed it.
I hope I was worth
I'm
the wait.
always happy talking about spooky and witchy stuff. That's definitely my sweet spot in the world. So it's been really good and really. I think we've gone from like light to dark and talked about some very deep things as well.
It's been good. I've had a ball.
Nice.
Thank you for having me on. We do have the Spooky Shed, I think, to thank for connecting us, because
we do, yeah.
Both being a guest on that fab show.
Yeah,
so
yeah.
That's great. And you'll have to
I'm actually meeting him in person on Saturday.
I know. I'm well impressed.
So excited.
Take all the selfies, won't you?
Oh, I will. I have promised not to scare him, but we will see.
That's not going to happen.
No. I think at the moment he's currently panicking about the present I've got for him, so that's his current panic.
Haunted doll, I saw that. It's going to be a haunted doll.
I'll show you when we've finished recording.
I can't wait. But yeah, you have to come on and talk about your spirituality and your mediumship, because I don't think I've spoken to a medium yet on my podcast, so you are very welcome.
Yeah, I'd love to. Oh, yeah. That sounds like a good one. Well, you have to make sure you subscribe to both of us to actually catch that. So thank you, everyone. Please do like, share, subscribe and all of that. And let us know in the comments what you enjoyed, because we would like to hear it. And I shall see you all on the next one. Bye. Thank you for joining me on this journey into the unknown on Shell's After Dark archives. If you enjoyed this episode, don't forget to hit that subscribe button so you never miss a story that sends chills down your spine. I'd love to hear about your own paranormal experiences, so drop a comment or send me a message. Your story might even be featured in a future episode, and if you're loving the show, please leave a like and share it with your fellow seekers of the supernatural. For those who want even more exclusive content, behind-the-scenes insights, and bonus episodes, join the membership. You'll find the link in the description below. Your support keeps the lights off and the stories coming. Until next time, stay curious, stay brave, and keep exploring the shadows. See you in the archives, after dark.